All right, for this part of the video, I want to talk about how to actually navigate inside of a document. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into here. So again, I opened one of the documents by clicking on an assignment and clicking work on assignment, or I can also do it just within here and click on open inside the library. So once you go into here, some things change and some things don't. So obviously the left-hand side stays the same. It's similar to your course navigation, but you have some new options up top here. So one is back to last read location. It keeps track of where you are in a PDF. Most of our PDFs are fairly short, so that probably won't be that big of a deal. You also can zoom in or zoom out. Usually I'll just fit the page or do the full width. Those are usually the options that I'll choose. And this one is one that's really, really important because there were times when I was coming back to a document and was noticing that none of the annotations were showing up and realized that it was set to unread comments only. So you're just going to want to check this and make sure it's set to all comments. Now, it's possible that you want to come back at another time to something and you want to only look at unread comments. But for the most part, we're going to want to keep it at all comments. And that will allow you to see any of the comments that are there. So the reason why I say that is because if I go now to unread comments only, that no longer shows up. And so I can't select that annotation. So one of the downsides of this program. So just make sure you're set to all comments. That it's defaulted to annotate text, which is where you can make a selection and then add some text. But you can also click on annotate figure if there's a portion of text that's not letting you annotate, or if there's an image or something else in the document in the PDF that you want to annotate, you can actually click and drag a box around something to also create an annotation. So those are the two ways that you can do it. Typically, we're going to use annotate text, but sometimes we may need to use annotate figure. Then, of course, you've got page numbers, so I can quickly skip to a page by typing it in there. And then the rest of this is the same as what I talked about before. So that's the top kind of menu there. Okay, I jumped just a little bit because there were two icons that weren't showing up and I fixed that. There's the option to print and the option to download as well. Now, over on the right-hand side, this is where the conversations or the annotations will be. Now, most of the time when you're looking at it, you won't see anything here unless you select an annotation. Then you'll see the annotation itself. Below that annotation, you'll be able to type in your own comment, my reply, and then you just hit enter to actually reply. You can add in, obviously there's these other things like insert images and videos and etc. So there are ways that you can kind of play with these different responses, kind of some rich text options. Now, what's hard is that it seems like there are no conversations happening, but there really are, and you have to click on this and one. So this is just the current conversation. So if I click on something, I'll see it. If I'm not selected on an annotation, I won't see it at all. But if I click on all conversations, I will now see all of the different questions or comments that other people have made, and I can jump to that place in the document. And it will show me, okay, boom, there it is. And now I can add my own comment to it. And that way you can kind of just see everybody's annotation there. Again, make sure this is set to all comments to be able to see those. These other, the next one is starred comments. If you happen to star a comment, by clicking on the star button, then it will show up here. So if I click on that and come down here, you'll see that it shows up there. So if you're wanting to keep track of particular annotations that you think are really interesting, that's one way to do it. This shows you the page thumbnails if you want to quickly jump to a particular page. We can search within the document for certain terms if you're trying to find something. Notifications if anybody tags you or replies to your comments. You can also add bookmarks. Again, I'm probably not going to use that as much, but I just want you to be aware. You can also add notes that are not annotations, not directly tied to an annotation or to text in the document. You can also have it read the document to you aloud. And then finally, assignment progress. Again, we're not going to worry about it because I'm not grading these. So that's a brief introduction to the navigation here.